Hello again, everyone, and welcome into RedHawk Football Weekly. I'm Steve Baker, the voice of the RedHawks. Miami will be at home this week. It is homecoming week as the Minutemen of UMass come to town for a 3:30 kick at Yager Stadium. Last week, Miami traveled to South Bend to take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and came away with a 28-3 loss to the 17th-ranked Irish. Head coach Chuck Martin joins us on the show. And, Coach, this was a game your guys came out ready, willing, and able to take Notre Dame. Moved the ball well, defensively played very well, all the way pretty much through that first half until late. Notre Dame scores 14 points in the final 3:33 of the half to take a 14-3 lead. But you had to be impressed with your team's, just intensity and tenacity throughout the game, but especially early in that game.
Yeah, the first half we kind of did what we want to do. We want to come out and jump on them early and let them know we're there to win a football game and try to put some pressure on them. We want to take pressure off our defense. We didn't want our defense out there the whole game, and our offense moved the ball. We had a huge play on special teams. We got great coverage, and we had a couple guys right in the guy's face, and he bobbles a punt, and we get on it. We just didn't take advantage of our scoring opportunities in the first half. We had the ball in a plus territory, and we threw in another interception in the red zone, which obviously you can't do. And then, two, we had to settle for a field goal, but at least should be up 10-0. And then didn't play our best football the last 5 minutes first half. They went on a drive with 2 penalties, 30 yards of the drives on a face mask. We're going to have them 3rd and 14 and be off the field. And we have a face mask penalty on a play that's going to be a TFL anyways. Then we have a interception opportunity, and we got to look back and go play the ball, and that's instance we did, and we got another, we got a pass interference call, and so it set them up on a short field, and then they score. Then we got to get a first down or two and get out of the half. We don't, and then they drive down and score again. So for the first 27 minutes, we controlled the game on both sides of the ball. We didn't, we're up 3-0. We should be up at least 6 or 10-0.
Right.
But we played really good football in the first half, and then they played really good the last 3 minutes, and we didn't on either side of the ball. So it's disappointing. We'll go into halftime down 14-3, and you feel like you've outplayed them for the majority of the first half. And yardage, for the majority of the first half, the yardage was in our favor. The time possession was our favor. First downs were in our favor. We just had a 3-0 lead. So feel great, like you said, about how our kids came out, approach, our practice, everybody. Our kids came to win a football game. They didn't care about Notre Dame or what they did to Purdue last week or what they're ranking or all the different things that they have, that we don't have. They just worried about, hey, we're going to come and play our game, and we're going to get after them. We're going to try to take the fight to them, which I thought they did a great job of. The disappointing thing is we had opportunities, and we talk about when you play a team of the caliber of Notre Dame with their talent, you're not going to have 15 opportunities. So the 2 or 3, 4 opportunities you have to, when you get that fumbled punt, you got to get 7. Those are the ones that you got, because your margin for error, obviously, is when you're a 27-point underdog, it's not very good. So, that felt good about how we played, but didn't feel good down 14-3 at half.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, getting the ball in the end zone, a struggle again at Notre Dame, 2 touchdowns on the season through the first 3 games. Now, against Power 4 teams, and each of those 3 Power 4 teams progressively better as you get through the season. Difficult when you get it down close to run the ball in, and you're playing against some of the most talented safeties and corners in the world. So how concerning is it for you as you get ready for UMass and then the MAC schedule to be able to get the ball in the end zone when you get there?
It's very concerning. Just, again, I know we've played good opponents like you've said, and obviously that's a factor. You have to understand that. But that doesn't mean we can score on Notre Dame in the red zone. We can score on Northwestern red zone. We can score on Cincinnati in the red zone. We're capable. Is it harder? Yeah, it's harder because obviously they have really good players. Like you mentioned, we have to be able to run the ball inside the 10 and get the ball across the goal line, and then we've got to do a good job when we do decide to throw the football. We have to throw the football, and we got to pitch and catch, and we got to get open. And again, if you turn it over, you have no chance to score. So we got to at least get points down there when we're down inside the 15, 20-yard line. We got to come away with points every time, and then we got to start scoring touchdowns. So definitely concerning because we're playing good opponents, but we're still not playing to the level we can down there, and we have to be more efficient and execute the way we know we can execute, even against high-end opponents, because if you don't execute well, it really doesn't matter how good your opponent is.
Yeah, let's take a look at the first half highlights. Again, Notre Dame won the toss and elected to defer. Miami gets the ball and starts moving right away from the 25. The offense comes out firing, shotgun, and Brett Gabbert finds Javon Tracy for 7.
Good play to start the game. pitch and catch, gets us ahead of the chains. We did a good job in the first half of staying ahead of the chains. Did not do near as good a job in the second half.
Red Gabbard again, this time Kevin Davis for the first down.
Good completion on third down. Good read by Brett, taking what the defense gave him. Third downs were hard to come by. This was a good one early in the game.
And again, Davis just going down and finding the space and getting the yardage needed for the first down. Another look at it here. Miami, though, would be forced to punt, and Alec Bevelheimer comes in and hangs one up. You got to catch some breaks in these games, and you get one here.
Yeah, great coverage. Lionel Billups gets in his face. Hudson Powell gets in his face. Really, you got Sun factor going that way. But really, when you get good hang time and you get guys down, you can see right here, Lionel avoids them. He really never got his arms extended. Hudson's right there, too. He avoids them. There's no halo rule, so getting guys in the returner's face makes it much more difficult for them to catch, and a great job by our execution by our punt team.
You will get the ball back and move the ball down the field to the 48-yard line of Notre Dame as Keon Mosey, or actually this is a completion for first down to Cade McDonald.
Yeah, after trying to take advantage of the turnover by the punt team, we get a nice route, good protection, good throw. Not enough space during the day to throw the football this time. We got open, got the ball thrown on time, and really good protection up front.
And you see again the route by Cade McDonald as he takes it down inside the 5, and then disaster strikes.
Yeah, not a good play at all. Starts off, we don't really run the route exactly the way we're supposed to run it, and their cornerback knifes the pick route, and then we try to force and make something happen that's not there, and it ricochets right to one of their players, and huge turnover early in the game.
Notre Dame gets the ball inside the 10, and the defense stands tall, holding Riley Leonard to just a 1-yard gain here.
Yeah, huge play to get off the field on third down. Good coverage, good pressure. Corbin Hondru, multiple guys in on the tackle. But great job by our defense coming right out and getting us the ball back.
And again, you see it here as 3 white jerseys will be draped on top of Riley Leonard and force the Irish to punt the ball away from their end zone. And you'll get the ball back at about the 39. You're out to the 48-yard line of Notre Dame, and Keon Mosey picks up a first down.
Yeah, good job again, run the football. Really well blocked up front. Good hole, exploding through the hole and getting us a first down.
You would get down to the 32-yard line, and this is 3rd and 2, and lose a couple of yards on the pass to Kevin Davis. That'll bring up a 4th down and 6 as you see the play there by junior Tui Halamaka. And you thought about it for a while, elected to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, no, we weren't in a position, we didn't really think about it at all. We were going to go for it. We had decided on 3rd down. Kevin actually ran a good route, got held, probably deserved a call there. Couldn't extend to get the ball, which was unfortunate, would have kept the drive alive.
They try a field goal, and a bad snap cost Notre Dame points here as the RedHawks get to the kicker and force him to throw just a bad pass to avoid losing more yardage to Miami.
Yeah, should have actually tackled him for a huge loss, and he wiggled off the hook, unfortunately. But good job, another good stop for our defense.
Take over at the 33, and Brett Gabbard steps up in the pocket and finds some green grass.
Yep, again, offense moving the ball. Again, this point in the game, it's 0-0, but our offense has moved the ball. Our defense has been really good so far, and we're playing really good football.
Got a lot of Irish in the fans that are holding their breath. Remembering a couple of weeks ago, you see the run there by Gabbard, and then Kevin Davis gets into the running act.
Again, really well blocked inside and outside the perimeter. We get the ball on the edge, and Kevin Davis explodes into the plus territory.
Outstanding run there by KD, and this will be Keon Mosey once again.
Yeah, good run by Mo. Good hole up the middle again. Really well blocked by our linemen and our tight ends, and good read by Brett, and offense is really being efficient at this point in the game.
1st and 10 at the 20. Cam Perry gets his first catch in a Miami uniform, gets you inside the 10.
Yeah, really good. Good RPO, good read by Brett, good route by Cam, good catch by Cam also. And we're down inside the 10-yard line.
And you see the pass here, and a great route by Cam Perry to get himself between the defender. It would lead to the only points for the Miami RedHawks, and that would be the field goal by Dom Jobin, a 26-yarder that gave Miami the lead. There in the second quarter, 3-0. Notre Dame would go on a long drive, and as you mentioned, aided by 2 15-yard penalties, and make it 7-3 with only 3:33 left in the half. They would again score late on a 38-yard pass to make it 14-3 at the half. We'll come back, talk second half in just a moment. Stay with us here on Red Hawk Football Weekly.
Done with that pizza box, Krusty? Clean side gets recycled, greasy side gets trashed.
Make your recycling count. Rocky.
Located in the heart of Butler County and only 13 miles from Miami University, the Courtyard by Marriott in Hamilton is the ideal location when traveling to the Miami campus. With modern style and spacious guest rooms, journey to relaxation at the Courtyard Marriott, a proud partner of Miami Athletics.
Welcome back to Red Hawk Football Weekly. Steve Baker along here with you, talking about the 28-3 loss to the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. It was 14-3 at the half, and Coach, you talked about it. You felt like you should have been up 10-0, maybe 10-3, and a much closer game and in favor of Miami. But you go out in the second half, Notre Dame gets the football, and your defense stands up. They don't allow a score at that point, and even at that point, you're 2 scores down, and really in a battle, I think, with the Irish.
Yeah, no, it's the first half. We controlled the play for 27 minutes. Everybody that was there watching the game will know it was a very fair fight. Our kids were playing really good. Unfortunately, like we talked about, you're not going to have a ton of opportunities, and we didn't early in the game. We had 3+ territory possessions. We had a pick. We turned one over downs. We got a field goal.
Yeah.
So if you can turn those plus territory into 14 or 17 points, that's what you need to go in as a 27-point underdog and win a game. You're not going to have 15 of those opportunities.
No.
So when you had those chances early and we didn't cash in and came away with 3 points, that's really the difference in the ball game. They played good at the end of the first half offensively. We didn't play great on defense, and unfortunately, you're down 11 points at halftime and a half. That for us to win that game, we had to be in a better situation than we were based on how we played.
Indeed. We'll take a look at the second half highlights. Irish get the ball to start the second half, and the defense comes up with a big turnover after a long Riley Leonard run. Leonard will take the snap and bring it to the near side and find a huge hole.
Yeah, outruns our defensive end. Great job by Michael Yarborough getting there. Punched at the ball once, didn't get it, punched at it again, got it out the second time. And then great job by us recovering the fumble. Looked like Notre Dame had it, but at the end of the day, it's who comes out of the pile with the ball, and our guys did a great job. Great job punching the ball out. Very intentional by Michael. And then great job for us. Looks like one's got it, but then one doesn't have it. We keep coming. Next guy looks like they got it, but we end up getting the football, and huge turnover at that point in the game.
Yeah, and again, that's Luke Evans that has his hands on the ball. Great job by Corbin Hondrew to come in there and help him secure the football there to get the turnover against the Irish. Again, another look at it here, and you'll see Hondrew come in and put that left paw in there to make sure that Luke Evans comes out of there with it. Second, and Irish would force a 3-and-out and go down the field and score and make it a 21-3 game. But Miami's most promising drive would be at the start of the fourth, and that was Jordan Brunson running for 12 there, and he'll get the call again here for 5.
Yeah, and again, we ran the ball effectively. Should have got more there where there's a big hole and we tripped and fell on our own. Unfortunately, that could have been a much larger gain, but ran the ball effectively. Here we hit Cade McDonald on a quick little screen pass. And again, 21-3, we're still in the game. It's early fourth quarter. We just got to put the drive together and get the ball in the end zone and get back to 2 scores. But did a lot of good things on the ground, as you'll see it again here. We have a little RPO and makes a good decision. It's Preston Daniel, his first catch as a Miami RedHawk, and kind of plotting the ball down the field and getting first downs. And another good run by KD, another good block by Andre Johnson on the perimeter. And again, like you said, our one and really only impressive drive of the second half. Other than that, we did not get a lot done offensively.
Red Gabbard gets sacked on a 3rd and 10, and really a golden opportunity after a pass interference call, but they bring more than you can block to the Irish, and on a little delayed blitz, Brett has nowhere to go, and it'll bring up a 4th and 22. Another opportunity for Miami. It's at the 31. It's well within range, but Notre Dame blocks the punt and would score again later in the game to make it 28-3, the final score, as you see them deflect the football. And Coach, we talk about these games, and no other team, by the way, in Division I has played 3 Power 5 teams. Nobody from the group of 5 has played 3 Power 4 teams to start the season other than Miami. And certainly a lot of lessons learned. I know you go back at the film. You hate seeing the mistakes and the inconsistencies, but it's something really to learn from as you get ready for UMass and the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, we've played 3 really hard-fought football games. First 2 games have a chance of the ball late in the game with the chance to tie or go ahead. Notre Dame game got away from us a little bit, but until the last touchdown put us away. But that was a hard-fought game. Again, like we've said, you play really high. You play a Big Ten team, a Big 12 team in Notre Dame. You got to play good on every down. When you don't play good, it's going to get exposed. They have really good players. And sometimes when you do play good, you still get exposed. We had some guys that physically lost matchups the first 3 weeks where we were doing it the right way. Wasn't from lack of execution. We're just, at times, they're pretty good too. But all the other things that you talk about, all the times that you do make mistakes, you get exposed immediately. You don't get away with anything. So if we pass pro against Notre Dame, pretty decent at times, or really hard to pass pro, but every time we didn't take a good set, or our eyes weren't right, or whatever, our body, it was over. So hard for the kids to go through that. But again, can you come out of it stronger? You got to come out of it stronger, because it's 3 really challenging games, 3 really physical games against 3 really high-end opponents. Cincinnati goes out and beats Houston 34-0. It's 24-0 at half. Notre Dame won 66-7 the week before. So we know who we're playing. And again, I don't want to take anything away from our opponents, but we still got to focus on ourselves. We can't just say, well, Notre Dame, they're really good. We don't. That's not how we buy into it, and that's not how you go play good football. So we certainly showed we're capable of doing things on both sides of the ball in ST. We certainly showed that we weren't good enough to win those games against those opponents the way we're playing. So we have a lot to work on, a lot to improve on before UMass.
UMass is the next opponent, 3:30 on Saturday at Yager Stadium, homecoming weekend. And we'll come back and talk about the Minutemen in just one moment.
Hey RedHawk fans, Miami is proud to partner with Rumpke Waste and Recycling to keep our campus clean and green. Make sure you recycle your bottles and cans at all Miami games. And make sure you are recycling everything you can at home. Visit rumpke.com.
We are back on our final segment of Red Hawk Football Weekly. Again, Miami will be hosting UMass this weekend. It is a special weekend, as always, on the Miami campus. Homecoming, honoring the Women's College at Western all weekend long as part of the homecoming ceremonies, and a great part of history for Miami University. UMass is the opponent, and Coach, we always ask about injuries every week, but I'm pretty sure that at this point, 3 Power 5 teams, and as physical as all 3 games are, there's probably not a guy in the locker room that isn't a little beat up. Yeah,
we lost a couple guys that will be out for a while, but we got a lot of other guys that don't feel great right now. So. I mean, it's what you expect after 3 weeks. And the physical and mental toll on our guys is we're beat up physically, we're beat up mentally, emotionally. You go to Northwestern, it takes a lot of emotion to go play that game. You play Cincinnati, obviously everybody knows the emotion that goes in that game. You got a chance to go play at Notre Dame, the emotion that goes in that game. So we've played a lot of football. We have, our starters have played a ton of downs already through 3 weeks. We haven't had any weeks where we played Delaware State last year and you got to play for 2.5 quarters. You played your backups, So now you're in emotionally and mentally, it's not very taxing. So, we're about as beat up physically and mentally as we can be. That's part of the challenge. We knew the schedule coming out. We have to be smart. We got to get ready to play a UMass football team that I played Toledo 2 weeks ago and did everything but beat them. But we got to get our kids back emotionally and physically ready to play. We got 9 games left in the regular season, and we got a long road to haul. And our kids feel like they're in week 9 right now, not week 3.
Yeah, absolutely. UMass comes in. They are 1-3. Their lone win happened this past Saturday. They got a homecoming win over Central Connecticut State. They have lost to 3 MAC teams in Eastern Michigan, Buffalo, and Toledo. They will be a member of the MAC coming up next season. And familiarity with UMass in that you played them a year ago, a little less that former head coach Shane Montgomery here at Miami is their offensive coordinator now.
Yeah, and just like we talked about in the presser, like good familiarity with a lot of their players. They have a bunch of new transfers like a lot of people do, but they also have a bunch of guys that played against a year ago. Defensively, they're doing very similar stuff, so a lot of familiarity with them. Offensively, obviously, with Shane taking over as the OC, a completely different system than we saw a year ago, so there's not any carryover as far as game planning or anything like that for our defensive guys. But there's still offensive guys that played that from personnel standpoint. So, and then they're going to be in our league, so we won't play them every year, but we'll play them obviously regular. They'll be part of a 13-team league next year, and unless it grows more, who knows. But playing them back-to-back years, and Coach Brown has been a really good football coach for a lot of years, and a really good defensive guy, and does a really good job. So they're going to come in, they're going to play really hard. We know from last year we jumped down 28-3, and you look up in the fourth quarter, it's 31-28.
Yeah.
And we had a hard-fought victory there, and there was lightning delays and all that, but we ended up winning, I think, 41-28 was the final, but it was a hard-fought game, in particular when you had a team that maybe you thought were put away, but then they came storming back and almost got us. So again, they got us at the right time. You know, where's our emotion right now? Where's our physical, well-being right now? If I was UMass, I'd like to schedule. We get them after 3 knockdown dragouts, and they just went to Notre Dame, and you know what it's like to get excited to play a game. Can you be that excited again the next week, or do you have that letdown? And I always talk about letdowns have nothing to do with wins and losses, have to do with big games. You play in big games. It's hard to play in big games week after week. We've been through 3 straight, so we've got to regroup and get our kids mentally and physically charged up to go play a huge homecoming game and find a way to get our first victory.
Yeah, averaging 211 yards passing, 128 yards on the ground. Their offense brings a little chaos, and Don Brown, when he came into UMass last year, brought in a ton of transfers that year, brought in a ton more. This is an experienced team on both sides of the ball. I was filling out my 2-deep, grad student, grad student, grad student, grad student, grad student, all over the place from transfers. Yeah, no, and they've done a good job, and got a lot of talented guys on both sides of the ball that can run. They got a couple really explosive wideouts. Their quarterback's a really good player. They got a bunch of guys that run and hit on defense. So they play a lot of guys on both sides of the ball, and they're very aggressive defensively. They love to pressure and get after you, and they fly around. And then obviously Shane's been a very good offensive guy for a very, very long time, and they're always going to be efficient. I know he's installing his stuff first year, but when he gets those guys up and running, they'll be very efficient with what they do, run and pass. Coach, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks, Baker. Head coach Chuck Martin joining us on RedHawk Football Weekly. Again, Miami at home against UMass Saturday at 3:30. It is homecoming weekend. The homecoming parade begins at 11 a.m. from Cook Field. Make sure that you get out and enjoy that. And all kinds of activities all weekend long. It's Hall of Fame weekend as well. And we will see you at the stadium this weekend. Myself and Terry Bridge will have it for you on the Miami Sports Network beginning at 2:30 on Saturday afternoon. For head coach Chuck Martin, I'm Steve Baker. Until Saturday, love and honor, everyone.